What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Okay, we're coming back to Arch Enemy. Yes, indeed. Arch Enemy fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Mike H. And Mike H wanted to see me react to this song by Arch Enemy called House of Mirrors. Now, have I heard the song before? No. To the best of my knowledge, I have not heard this song before. This does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Daniel Farion, and the video has 258,882 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Arch Enemy, House of Mirrors, official video. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Okay, look. I'm not saying the video's going to be blocked for sure. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it is with 100% certainty that this is going to get blocked. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this. Whenever we use an official video, and the word official is there, the odds of it getting blocked are higher. I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure. I'm just saying that it's a higher possibility, okay? And I have been blocked by Arch Enemy in the past. Now, luckily, every time I've blocked them, they have either released the block, kept the claim, but released the block, or they let the claim expire. You know, they let the contestation expire and they let the dispute expire, at which point, by default, it becomes unblocked. So I've gotten lucky basically every time. So that's good, but you know, I'm just waiting for my luck to run out. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a tragic day, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll roll the dice and we'll see what happens here. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I like the guitar line. Harmonizing.
Say the choice that lies before you, a simple flick of the wrist. Blind doors keep the world at bay, or do they keep the outside in? What geometry lies beyond the familiar facade? Crazy looks on into the future. Shut out the past. Winners and losers, fiction and fact. Renegade and
I'm digging this song. Oh, wow. I am digging this song. Okay. That guitar line, just right off the gun. That's already in my head. It's already there. It's not coming out for a while. It's gonna make a home there, and it's gonna make itself comfortable. That is catchy as hell. That guitar line is absolutely catchy. It grew. You add the harmonizing line to it. Everybody comes in, and then Alyssa coming in vocally. Now, I saw her on the video coming up, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's get one of those signature growls from her. Nope. We did not get that. We got a melodic singing voice, singing a really nice, powerful, not weak, but a nice, powerful, clean tone. Was not expecting that, did not see that coming, and it was a very pleasant surprise. But then, just as quickly as that came in, it held its note, shifted to the next note, and then when it came into the verse, boom, instantly switched to growl. Now, obviously, this is studio, okay? So, this is how studio probably did. They got just that vocal line, the two notes. They said, okay, let's do a couple more takes and see which one we really like. And they kept the one they liked, and they said, okay, moving on to the next part, let's move on to the verses. And then they, in editing, in post-production, brought them together to make them seamless. That is, I'm like 99% sure that's what happened, okay? So, hey, kudos. It still works. It still sounds great. I would be curious, though. I would be curious to see if she could do that live. Just as clean, just as effortlessly, and as seamlessly as she did it in the recording. If she could pull that off live, I'll be very impressed. Very impressed. But even still here, it's still impressive. So, good on her. Let's keep going here. We're getting 3 different feels within 3 different parts of the song. So you got the verses, right? Verses are in straight time. You know, there's straight ahead time, no problems there, no issues. It's just a solid straight ahead groove. You get into the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus switches to a double time feel. Now, that does not mean the tempo actually speeds up. That just means the feel of the song speeds up. It goes into a double time feel. Not double time, okay? I want to be clear that the tempo itself didn't change. Now, here's the thing. Straight time in the verse, double time in the pre-chorus. Now, when you get to the chorus, it goes down to a half time feel. So you're getting straight time, double time, half time. Yeah. I love that. I absolutely love that. I love it when bands play around with time like that, as long as they do it tastefully and they don't overdo it. This is not overdoing it. Look, they're committing an entire section of the song to each time feel, to each feel change. So, like I said, the verse, straight time. They go to the pre-chorus, double time. They go down to halftime for the chorus. Now, if they were sitting there going straight time, double time, straight time, double time, halftime, double time, straight time, all in the verse, that's too much. That's way, way too much. But committing a feel to each part, a different feel to each part of the song, I have no issue with that whatsoever. That is outstanding. I love it when bands do that. So, yeah. Nice breakdown. Great guitar work. I love these guys, and this is one of the reasons why I love these guys. Their guitar solos, I've never gotten a sense of selfishness from their guitar players. They're always complimentary, and they always share the responsibilities of soloing equally, as far as I have seen. Now, have I seen or heard everything from them? No, I have not, but everything I have seen and everything I have heard from them, it's been split. Maybe not right down the middle on every single song. Maybe there's a couple songs where, you know, one guitar player does a little more soloing than the other. But the funny thing is, later on, I'll see another song where the other guitar player gets a little more soloing than the other. So it all washes out in the end. It all balances out. It's perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
You know, and I dig that. I absolutely dig that when it comes to guitar players. When you have a band with two guitar players and they're both very capable at soloing, it kind of upsets me when one guitar player is doing like 90% of the guitar solos and the other guitar player gets, you know, the leftovers. They get the scraps. You know, and that's just, that really upsets me. You know, because I'm like, well, if the other guitar player is just as talented and he's just as good, why don't you guys treat them equally? You know, it always kind of bugs me when I see bands that do that. I'll give you a great example. Judas Priest. Back in the day when I was listening to Judas Priest, I noticed that Glenn Tipton did like 80% of the guitar solos. You know, KK Downing didn't get a whole lot of guitar solo work. He got some, but not nearly as much as Glenn did. It was blatantly obvious. You know, it wasn't even remotely close. And I always kind of was bothered by that. But anyway, I digress. My point was this. I'm glad to see two guitar players equally talented getting equal solo time. That's awesome. I dig that about this band. Let's finish this out, and then we'll get to the review. Great sudden ending. I'm not taking the glass. The glass sound effect was probably added for the music video, but just a nice, solid, boom, downbeat ending. Really nice. Really nice. Then again, maybe the glass was part of the recording. I don't know. Either way, it was a solid, solid ending. I like that. They didn't fade it out. Sometimes, fadings are so tricky. Sometimes fade outs are really good. Sometimes it's like, why? You know, why?
Why?
I'm a much bigger fan of just solid downbeat endings. Boom, done. Anyway, really nice job. I got a lot to think about, but not too much. I don't have as much to think about as I thought I might have, and I've already pretty much covered everything in during the course of the song, so I'm not gonna have a whole lot to say. This might be a quick review. It might very well be. Let me gather my thoughts. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Arch Enemy with House of Mirrors. This was a request from Mike H. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that an 8.9. Yep, 8.9. I feel great about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, let me just come out and say it. I loved this song. I did. I loved everything about this song. There was nothing about this song that stuck out. There was nothing about this song that felt bad. There was nothing about the song that made me go, what the heck was that? There was nothing about this song that happened during the course of the entire song that didn't make sense. It didn't sound good. Everything on this song was fantastic. Now, let's get into some detail here. Starting off with the very first thing, that guitar riff at the beginning. You talk about a nice, infectious riff. It is still in my head, and I am probably not going to get rid of it for a couple of weeks. I'm going to have to serve it an eviction notice eventually at some point, but it sounds it's still resounding in my head. You talk about a song, not a song, you talk about a riff that is catchy, that is memorable. This is it. It is absolutely it. They added on to it when the song grew a little bit. They add the harmony, even better. And then when the song kicked in and everybody kicked in, I was waiting for Alyssa to come out with that, you know, her trademark growl, you know? Didn't get that. Instead, we got a powerful, clean, melodic note. Just no growl, just straight melodic note.
Are you kidding me?
Was not ready for that. And now here's the thing. I know she can do it. I know she's a great vocalist. I know she can sing clean, beautifully. I just wasn't expecting it there. Not the first thing, not in the entrance. I was expecting one of her trademark growls. Didn't get it. Instead, we got smacked in the face with this really nice, powerful, strong, projected melodic note, followed by a few more. And I was like, wow.
So how did that just feel?
What a way to throw a curve. And then when the song actually, you know, went into the verse, she kicked into the grit and growl. Now, like I said, that a lot of that I'm sure was studio editing. If she could do that live, I'd love to see it, because I would be even more impressed if I could see her make that switch as seamlessly as she does in the recording in a live setting. I really would love to see that. The guitar playing on this, I may mention this earlier. I love the fact that they share responsibility evenly. It's even keel. It really is. It's not dominated by one guitar player or the other. They share responsibilities across the entire song evenly when it comes to chords, when it comes to soloing, when it comes to switching off, when it comes to harmonizing. It's even keel, and I can absolutely appreciate it. When you have two equally talented guitar players, I do not see any reason why you have one guitar player who is the lead guitar player, and you have another guitar player who is the rhythm guitar player, and that's just the way it is. And the lead guitar player gets all the solos, while the other guitar player never gets a chance to. Or if he does, it's very, very rare. I will never understand the mentality of that. You are literally handcuffing yourselves when you do stuff like that. I don't get it. Now look, if one guitar player is, you know, clearly head and shoulders more talented than the other guitar player, and the other guitar player wants to do is play chorus, hey, then by all means go ahead. But when you have a band with two equally talented guitar players, if you don't utilize them both, you're handcuffing the band. You are literally handicapping the band. And it's a shame, because I've seen so many bands do it. It's a real shame, but not these guys. These guys do it, and they do it right. The bass playing on this, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really hear a whole lot of it. Very typical of studio recordings. Bass player usually gets kind of pushed to the back, and I mean it's there, it's present, but it always kind of gets washed out, and it's a shame. It is a shame, but what are you gonna do? Look, it's not as bad as Injustice for All. Okay, nothing will ever be as bad as Injustice for All.
Nope.
The drumming on this, phenomenal. And this is where I got one of my big props to, was the drummer. And the band as a whole, because the band has to go along with it, but the drummer is the really one who sets up the feel. So I was talking about earlier about how I love it when bands play around with feel, as long as it's not done too often. And it's really the drummer's responsibility to set the feel and the mood and the tone of the songs. So that really comes down to the drummer more than anybody else. Of course, everybody else follows, and if they're smart, they'll follow along with it, and they'll lock in with his kick, and they'll play appropriately. But it really does start with the drummer in this case, and I love how they got the straight time in the verse, double time in the pre-chorus, half time in the chorus. Man, I love it when bands play around with time like that. Not time, I'm sorry, feel. They play around with feel like that. They don't play around with tempo. The tempo never changed. So, I love that. And of course, Alyssa's delivery, you know, I'm a big fan of her grit and growl, because she's able to put those melodic undertones mixed in with the growl. I mean, she's growling, don't get me wrong, but she's growling with melodic presence, and I love that. I love it when bands, and vocalists in particular, are able to pull that off. It's not easy to do, but I've heard a number of people, in particular ladies, who are able to pull off that grit and growl and have those melodic and harmonic undertones. That just, you have to search for it, you have to listen for it, but they're there. Just having that melodic presence within the grit and growl is just really nice, really nice. Yeah, this was a fun song. This was a great song. I think I wouldn't say it's my favorite from them, but it's up there. It's definitely up there. One of their stronger songs I've heard from them, without question. So yeah, 8.9 is where we're at, and 8.9 is where we're gonna stay. 8.9, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you want to join the fan base, you can hit the button down there. If you want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you want to click the bell, go ahead and click the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference to me, but if you want to do these things, you are more than welcome to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.